inner circle a little bit about how to maximize this moment. So as we're getting you guys on, I want to make sure that I can see me. Okay, cool. I'm trying a new software, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so welcome everybody. It's Monday. I'm super excited. If you're watching the replay, say hey. I wanted to just kind of come in and talk to you guys because I know everyone is at a different place and whatever, but we're at such a unique opportunity in the world right now with the pandemic and the BLM movement, and I wanted to make sure that you guys are maximizing this moment. So come on, say hey. Nice to see you guys. While you guys are getting started, I just kind of wanted to jump in real quick. So because of the pandemic, obviously e-commerce has just went up, right? A lot of you guys are messaging me privately. I've had the best months I've ever had. Even if you're a new brand, you're like doubling and tripling sales. Or if you're an existing brand, I'm hearing how you guys are just like soaring right now. So I want to make sure that we don't really miss these moments and how you guys can maximize it. So let's jump in. So if you don't have a product, right, this still applies for you. One thing I know when we're just getting started, we have a lot of different ideas that kind of swirl through our head. And so if you don't have a product, I really want to strongly encourage you to create it and to stop sitting on it. And I mean that with love, of course, but you want to go ahead and like create that product so you can hit this time frame because everybody's home. Everybody needs products because they're not going out to the store. We're more than likely about to go under a shutdown in the US. So now is like such a perfect time to get that product up and out. So if you're overthinking it, if you can't find your bottles, just problem solve those things. Set some really hard, firm deadlines and push yourself to launch. It's very, very, very important because now is a great time to start a brand. Like I've never seen anything like it. So while we may have up to 18 months, I still would encourage you to try to get out by August or September at the latest if you don't have a brand. Now, if you have a product and you're already an existing brand, now is the time to increase your ads and ad spend. Make sure that you're emailing more. Stay in front of your client. Be very active on social media. Stay in front of your client. Let them know you're available. You can ship next day. Go ahead and start that. But make sure that you're not afraid to increase those ads and increase your email frequency. It's super, super important. Now, like I said, now if you're doing it, now is the best time to do that already, if you already have a brand. So those are for people that just apply for COVID, right? This is just the opportunity within COVID. Within COVID, some things that you can be doing is, of course, educating your customers. So many of you guys are experts, your skincare experts, your makeup experts, your hair care experts, your nail stylist experts, or you just having a tremendous passion for it. Many of you guys know so much more than your average consumer or your customer. So make sure that you're educating daily. So what does that look like? Something basic. How do you do a pedicure? Why should you apply a base coat over your nails? How do you make that stuff last? Like all of those sorts of things are things that y'all need to be educating religiously on. If you're in hair care, how do you get a great blowout at home? Like just really start thinking about what you can educate on for people that aren't going back out to the services, and or if they're scared to go back out into the services, and or if their income is reduced, those sorts of things. So those are some opportunities. So make sure your education, make sure that you're doing a lot of videos. People are at home consuming videos on IG, on YouTube, all over the place. Make sure you're being seen, right? Super important. And then for those of you guys that are brands, do bundles. Do bundles that's a everything they need set sort of thing. Do a lot of those kind of bundles, experiment with it, test it. Now may actually be a great time to implement some sort of subscription or some sort of, reorder sort of discount. Now's a great time to try that as well so that you can make it easier. I don't know about y'all, but I still keep trying to order on Amazon and like I'm not getting anything. So it takes forever. So you guys are in this rare place where you can fill in those gaps for your customers. So if you already have a product, because of COVID, it creates a lot of great opportunities for you. All right, so there's that. So then I wanted to transition over to the BLM movement and what that is doing for beauty brands, especially all Black-owned brands. But it's just a remarkable time right now for Black-owned brands. One, if wholesale has been in your world, like you've been wanting to try Credo, Sephora, Target, all of those sorts of things, Now is absolutely that time. I would not hesitate. I would get on it as best.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? Awesome. Okay, I think you can. So I would not hesitate on wholesale. I would jump into wholesale like really, really hard. There's a lot of buyers that are returning calls that they weren't returning calls before. So if if you fall under a Black owned brand, I would hop on that in a moment. What's inappropriate to say if we are white allies? I would just talk about maybe I would talk about maybe like it's just a great time for indie brands. That's what I would say. That if wholesale is something you want to do, maybe just opening up those doors for indie conversations as well. I would try that as well. But Black owned brands particularly, there's doors that are opening right now. There's going to be a longer window than I think. I think that there's a shift that 15% is going to be the standard, but it's going to take them a long time to get to that standard. And to be honest, while we have a lot of brands, not a lot of them are ready for retail. And that's something that's really important. All of you guys are pretty high standard in terms of your brands. You understand the UPC codes, your labels are designed for retail, your costs are good enough for retail. It's like your margins make sense because you guys have done it correctly, but there's a lot of people that are not ready. So the opportunity, even though it may feel like a lot of people are applying, I suspect they're not ready. And so they'll have to go back and learn how to get retail ready, where a lot of you guys already know this stuff. So it's your time in that regards, which I'm really excited about for you guys. The other thing about the BLM movement right now for beauty brands is getting those publications, and there's PR. There are so many lists. I'm in LinkedIn groups quite a bit, and there's so many professionals that are looking for brands to add, to do press on, those sorts of things. So making sure you're using those hashtags, making sure that you're using those, we're, Black owned brand, those sorts of things. I would make sure that I was using that, and that even I was searching out for those opportunities. So you can go to my page at Beauty Biz Expert and look at some of the things we're tagged in. There's a lot of other organizations beyond ourselves that are looking to have conversations with Black owned brands. So now's the time to put yourself out there. It does not have to be fancy. You don't need that big PR press kit. Just go ahead and get out there and really, really get seen. It's very, very important. Somebody asked, how do we find those PR? How do I get into publications and PR? You guys need to use those hashtags: Black owned brand, Black owned beauty, support Black brands, all of those sorts of things. Go look for the list. Go to my Instagram at Beauty Biz Expert. If you guys go and you can see things I'm tagged in, right? Add yourself to the conversations. Just make sure that you understand that, they're looking, they just don't know. So like, we're doing our best, and we're going to post a list. I want you guys to add yourself to it so that we can start promoting the brands that we do have. Because some of you guys I know well, and some of you guys I haven't met yet, but we want to actually get you out there and get started. So that's super important. On the Black owned brands as well, like, again, I would be turning on my ads really, really high right now. I would not be afraid to dump money in June and July. My Instagram is at Beauty Biz Expert, just so you know. Expert, so not brand, but a Beauty Biz Expert. And I would dump like as much money as I could into ads, and I would increase my email marketing as well. And constantly, at least for the month of June and July, I would keep this conversation forefront while I'm going, right? But here's the bonus to it. So we have BLM, but we also have COVID. So COVID is going to last 18 months. It's a really, really great time to get your brand out there, to increase your market shares, to build that email list. Like, this moment in e-commerce and in beauty space, I've never seen it in my entire career. And I don't think we'll see it again. So the brands that are aggressive and the brands that are out there will do really, really well. So I'm very excited about that. And if you're just hopping on, you're just catching the replay, what I said in the beginning is, if you're someone that doesn't have a brand yet and you're not sure, I would set some really tough deadlines with myself to get those brands to market, because you want to maximize on the COVID opportunity, and you want to maximize on the BLM opportunity if that is something that is appropriate to your brand, right? So don't overthink it. I posted below an example of a brand that got into Macy's. They used all private label. They didn't change the packaging or their names or anything. Don't overthink it. Just get into as fast as you can into a brand, even if you only launch with one, right? So we have Nene's in our community here. They have one product and they had one product for 3 or 4 years. Like, you don't have to have this big, huge line to get started. You can add on, you can add on, you can add on. So I definitely would encourage you guys, if you're like sitting on the fence and you can't figure out your name and your logo, to lean in to your accountability group, to lean into the inner circle, to make launching a priority so that you're launching and maximizing this COVID time as well. So if you guys have questions, I will answer them. I see a couple of them coming through. There seems to be a little bit of a delay. Somebody asked, how often do you recommend going live? Depends on what you can commit to. So going live for me, what we're working on is just every Monday. I hate going live. And if y'all that know me for a long time know I hate video. So this is a stretch for me, but whatever, something I've got to do. But I would, whatever you can commit to. So if it's, wash and go Wednesdays, like Kim with Curl does, or a lot of brands, they go live on Wednesdays. If you can just do it once a week, every week, that's the biggest important thing. And then if you want to start producing content, right? Because all of us ultimately are content producers. In the end, we're producing videos and ads and blog posts and those sorts of things. You'll want to start getting that content out regularly and as often as possible. So definitely work on that. Work on getting your, be bold with your marketing and your brand right now, because now is the time. And so if you're in that product development stage and you're sitting here like not sure about what should I launch with, what should I do, ask in the inner circle. You have a lot of very talented brand owners in here who can give you some feedback, in addition to myself and Judith and our team. But ask and don't stay stuck, you guys. Like, if you were my private client or we were in boot camp together, I would be telling you the same thing. Like, let's get to market now and stop playing around. We'll refine it as we go. It doesn't have to be perfect. So that's what I would do. PR right now is really, really hot. Like I said, you guys can get a lot of publications. Tag yourself on my page. We're going to start a list in the group so we can see it. So you can see that as well. And we can start promoting you guys as well. So Charles asked, can you provide more detail about building an email list? I can. It's the same thing, you guys, and we've talked a little bit about this, but you've got to have some sort of lead generation. Charles, I think you already have a product, so you just want to start selling that product with ads, and then that email list will come. But you either want to have a lead generation, like a 7 things you need to know about staying hydrated in the summertime, or how to find your perfect hair product, or whatever kind of quiz that is, and then that plugs into your email software, which I recommend Klaviyo, and then you start emailing. Now, I know when a lot of you guys start emailing once a week is a lot, but eventually you'll increase that as you grow. Sherelle says, I did a video on race trauma and mental health, and Google found my video and made me an offer to use some of what I said. That is awesome, Sherelle. I am super excited about that. That's awesome. And see, that's what I'm talking about. And I was talking with Sherelle because she does she does yoga and meditation and self-healing and those sorts of things. And I was telling her that we did a VIP day, that she really needed to get out there because the world needs her in this moment. And so you can see the results of that. And it didn't take long. It looks like you probably posted that like last week and got this feedback. Lakeisha says, is it worth hiring a PR person right now? It's funny, Lakeisha, I'm talking to a PR person right now as well, because it's such a great time to kind of stand in the ground and say, I'm the leader. And so I'm thinking about it as well right now. It depends on your ad budget. Like for me, if I had a product, I would probably increase my ad budget over PR, because there's a lot of free PR, like Follow Beauty Independent, look for all of those Black owned lists. Like, y'all go to my Instagram and look to see who's tagging us and stuff. There's a lot out there. People are just looking for stories. And then don't sleep on LinkedIn either. It's not a platform that I've been active in, but it's a platform that a lot of professionals are on. What I said, Shanti said, please repeat what you meant about posting something and you promote it. Yes, we're creating a master list of all of our brands. So we'll post that in the group. I just need you guys to populate your information, your what kind of products you are, if you're Black owned or women owned or whatever you want to be classified as. and then like your social media handles and your website, and ideally a link to your logo so we can just pull it as well. Because we're getting asked from a lot of people right now, hey, do you have a list of Black-owned brands? Like a lot of people are asking us right now. So it's an exciting time. But yeah, Sherelle, congratulations on that. That's awesome. Yeah, Lakeisha says, I don't have the time. I can put more money into ads. So yeah, I would double down on ads. So here's what I would double down on, guys, is ads and content creation is like, that's what I would double down on. Absolutely. Like hands down, I would double down. And then of course, email marketing as well. And Lakeisha, how did your self-care thing go? I'm curious about that. That's the other opportunity, you guys. And this is what I was talking with Sherelle. Like, even though she has a yoga brand and she's doing candles and she has leadership training, like self-care wellness for the Black community is huge, a huge opportunity because this is a very traumatic, stressful time for all of us. So having that resource, even if it's a brand sponsored, event, is a great idea as well. Okay, good questions. All right, so we're going to post that list. I would like you guys to self-populate. You can get it done sooner the better because we're getting asked a lot, like, who do you have? Who do you have? Who can we promote? If you guys are not ready for retail, if you want to get ready, go back in and look at like the art of the pitch, those sorts of things. Make sure you have the GS1 barcodes. Make sure that you have some beautiful web ready pictures. I know Angela's getting into some more retailers, and Lakeisha's having conversations with her dream retailers right now. Now is such the time. So also, if you're in your head with whatever you're in your head with, please come into the group and talk to us about it because we can help you sort that out as well. And it's super important. The info we're going to make a document and you can just add it in there. So I'll post that next so you can see that as well. But we're very excited. We want to promote you guys. Now is such a great time. Like we're getting just a lot of press hits saying, who do you got? Who do you got? Who do you got? We want to support you guys as much as we can right now as well. But you guys, this is like, if you don't have a brand, launch by August. If you have a brand, double down on ads, double down on email, do everything you're wildly uncomfortable with. Maybe that's hiring that PR person. Like that's what we have to do at this moment. All right, awesome. So this week, just as an aside, we're having a hot seat tomorrow. If you're new, you need to come to the hot seat. It's laser coaching. It feels scary, but it's just like, hey, I'm having this problem and I need help with that. So come to the hot seat as well if you get a chance, and then we'll be able to kind of sort through. They usually run now about 2 to 3 hours because we have so many great questions and conversations, but it's really a great time to get yourself moving forward as well. So that's awesome. If you're watching the replay, post below, let me know it's a replay. Let me know what you're going to take action on, you guys. I cannot stress to you enough. Y'all need to move, and you need to move fast during this. You need to just implement, execute, and test it and see how it goes. They are looking for content related to the Black Lives Matters movement. They are looking for brands to support. Amazon is falling down with delivery systems. Y'all have products, everything from deodorant to nail polish to hair products to skincare. Now is the time to get part of that market share, and it's a blessing for all of us. So I want to hear about our 6-figure months and our 7-figure months, and I think those things are coming right now. So that's why I was motivated to come on and talk to you guys about how to maximize this moment, because this moment is precious and it's going to take you guys to that next level in your business, no matter if you're starting or if you've been in business for a minute. So if you're watching the replay, press replay. You guys, will see you on the hot seat call, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.